All right, so as you guys probably already heard, we got Celtics over Clippers tonight, 116-110. This was a back and forth game, Guy. I mean, especially that fourth quarter or the second half, really. Celtics with the lead, Clippers come all the way back, Celtics pull away. Some really big plays down the stretch. Obviously, Marcus Smart's steal there to give them. I think it was like close to I think that made it a 112-110 or 112-102 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that put it to like 4 possessions.
Yeah, that was a big steal. Kind of changed the momentum of where it was going. Obviously Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum with another big duo game. Tatum just missed that 30-point marker that everyone could have used for their statistics. Missed that free throw at the end of the game there, but it was already out of the game was over at that point. Al Horford with a great block on old friend Marcus Morris Sr. there, and Celtics come out with a fourth straight win after 3 straight losses. So that's how you salvage a little homestand right there. It's exactly how you do it. Now they got some serious momentum here. I think a lot of people can feel much better about this team today than they could have, a week or so ago. Going into that Timberwolves game, there are a lot of questions as to what happened to these guys. Are they broken? Did the Warriors break them? Are they, should we panic? Are they front runners? This, that, and the other thing. I'm sure you probably heard some of it on this show too. But, we go from one extreme to the other in this world, not just in sports, but certainly in sports. So I don't think anyone's really about to crown the Celtics as the champions after this little winning streak, but certainly I think we can all feel a lot better about where they're at. A couple of really good wins here. Timberwolves, this one tonight against the Clippers. Who they just beat two days ago?
Rockets.
The Rockets. Yeah, that was a nice, entertaining game. That was a fun game. Jaylen Brown went off in that one. So a lot of things to be happy about. Nick, what you watched this game from start to finish. What stood out to you in this one early on?
Yeah, I mean, so to start the first quarter. I'm not going to take it play by play through the first, but they're chucking up threes. The first 4 attempts, I think, were contested threes, and then Marcus got involved. They started moving. They controlled the pace through 3 of the 4 quarters. Mm-hmm. And defense is back, Jimmy. Defense is back. And then in the second quarter, we got to see what everybody's been clamoring for, and that's the death lineup, whatever they call it, the kids. The Death Star lineup.
They call them the Death lineup? That's new.
I don't know. The original starting 5 that hit the finals last year. They were calling it the nuclear lineup in Discord or something. I don't know. But that
shout out Discord. Discord's always bumping. If you guys are Discord fans, we'll have to toss the link up in the chat at some point for anyone who likes Discord. It's a great Celtics community that we have. Actually, super producer Ahmed is a very frequent visitor. He probably runs the Discord for all we know at this point. But anyways, go on, Nick. There you have it. Ahmed just chimed in. He said, "I am king." He's king of Discord.
I don't even know how he's here right now, but Ahmed is everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Omnipresent.
He's just in the clouds.
Ahmed is more of like he's just a being.
He is a being. You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, Ahmed is just there.
He's just there.
So a lot of people are joining the show right now and saying, "Who's this? Who's that?" So we have Nick Gelso in the upper right corner. Nick Gelso, owner of CLNS. He's I guess the reason why we're all kind of here at some point. And then we have Guy Neer, who does all the behind the scenes stuff that you guys don't really know about. He handles a lot of social media stuff for us. He was just at the Garden, which is pretty cool. Little TikTok, would you call that, Guy, of your experience kind of with the press pass?
I did a little mini. I'd call it a mini vlog. Nick likes to call it a diary, but the diary kind of makes me feel like I'm an emotional person. So I'd prefer mini vlog than a diary.
For the chicks, it was a mini vlog. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you guys want to get
it did really well, man. It got thousands and thousands of views. Little
behind the scenes look at kind of what it's like to be a member of the media for a game night. It was pretty cool. So these guys are going to be hanging out with us for a bit. I think Guy's going to dip in like shortly. So Guy,
whenever you guys give me the boot, I'm ready.
How about this? When Josue gets here, you can slide out. Does that sound good? Unless you have an emergency that you got to get out of here for, but otherwise, we'll hang out for a bit. And then anyone joining us right now, that's the quick little backstory on these two. Maybe you'll be seeing them in and out of our shows here and there moving forward. Certainly, Nick has, I think a lot of people if you have heard the term boomer rage, it was basically invented because of Nick Gelso here. So, Nick, getting back to it, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but we were kind of going over. We're not kicking him out. He's welcome to stay as long as Guy is welcome to stay as long as he likes. But I know he's been on here for 45 minutes already, and certainly anytime you hang out with Nick Gelso for over 45 minutes, it's kind of time to go. So if he needs to call it, then that's totally fine. But back to the game, guys. Nick, you were talking. I wasn't really.
Yeah, basically what I was saying was once they inserted that first glimpse, we've gotten from of Rob out, like the whole starting five. They really put separation. And honestly, besides a small stint in the third quarter, it felt like the Celtics were in control this entire game, even though it got close in the third. Go ahead.
No, go on.
No. I mean, in the third quarter, there was a short stint where the Clippers, between Paul George, Kawhi hitting some threes, but really it was all about, I hate to it's starting to become cliche, but it was all about the pacing and the spacing. Once the game slowed down, it was LA that narrowed the gap, and really quick, within like 3 or 4 possessions, had it to a 1-point game, and I think took the lead for a moment. And then in the fourth quarter, between Marcus, Jason, and Jalen, they put it away. And Rob was outstanding in this game for what we got of him. Of course, he's one of the best at maximizing minutes I've ever seen, to be honest with you, making the most of his minutes. Now, this year we've not seen it quite as much because of the injury, and he's been limited. Tonight, we saw it. I mean, there was a play where I think he had 4. How many offensive rebounds did he have for the game? I think he had 4 at least touches or hockey offensive rebounds.
Hockey rebounds, we talked about that, yeah.
Yeah. In one possession.
He had 4.
Yeah, he had 4, I think, in that one possession. And, man, he was the Rob we've come to really, hope to see all the time. And what the Celtics will need as they enter 2023 here.
Yeah, absolutely. So the one thing that, and again, one of the reasons why the Clippers were able to come back is the Celtics shot horrible from 3 tonight, 28%.
Yeah, but Jimmy,
Tatum,
I don't want to – go ahead.
What? You don't want to what?
I don't want to take away from the fact that they played really – and it's rare you see them play well when they don't shoot well from 3. And I was saying to Guy during our fourth quarter watch party, I'm almost starting to feel like – a team like the Celtics, I don't want to go back in time too far, but Jimmy, we covered it. So it reminds me of like 2008, 9, 10, 12, 11, 12, Orlando Magic. Do you remember they lived by the 3, they died by the 3? Now, the Celtics are obviously probably a better team than them, but they were the first real team to do that and go all the way to the NBA Finals. What the Celtics were having a hard time with and have to this point has been when the 3 sucks, they stop everything. Tonight, they went harder on defense. And I think so that number you throw out there, I think in this case, most cases it's kind of like, oh, shit, another one of those nights. But in this case, it ended up being a positive because they fought through it and ended up taking the win.
And if you let me if you had let me say 3 words in a row, I would have had that but in there. But I couldn't.
Wait a minute, I'm filling in for John Zanis here.
That's true. That's a good point. But I couldn't even get the stat out of my mouth before you cut me off. But yeah, my point was, this game became close again because the Celtics couldn't rely on that 3-pointer tonight. They were able to do it in other ways. But you look at Jason Tatum, 3 of 11. Look at Jaylen Brown, 0 of 8. So, credit to those guys for being able to find other ways to score because they both finished with 29. Tatum got to the line 10 times, although he only went 6 of 10 from the line, which is, obviously.
And on a night where, like you guys said, they struggled hitting those threes, they also did not get to the line at all in the second half, barely. And they were still able to pull away. When Nick and I were on in the fourth quarter, and just as you highlighted, Jimmy, after that Smart steal, I think it put the game, to a 4-possession game or something like that, maybe a 3-possession game.
Yeah. Yep. 4-possession game.
And Nick started to say that we may, the Celtics may have just kind of solidified a win right there, but before you knew it, it was a 3-point game. You know what I mean?
So the clock, yeah, exactly.
So end of the game, when you have an opponent that has two closers in Kawhi and Paul George, I would have liked to see the Celtics try and get to the rim. And, you know, if it's a foul, great. You get to the line, you get some easy buckets. But we didn't see that at all. I think they had one free throw attempt, which was an and one in the last 9 minutes of the fourth quarter. So I think,
and they were in the penalty. I mean, the Celtics were in the bonus.
Yeah, and exactly. That's even more of a reason, right? Mm-hmm. To try and get into the painted area and get some contested points. But we didn't see that. So regardless, they got the win, and I'm happy about that. But I still would have liked to see them, you know, try and make a bigger effort to get to the free throw line.